Alrighty, it's a beautiful Sunday, and go do some exploring in the woods. But before I do that, I've taken my shirt and sprayed it with permethrin and Repel with 40% DEET, mainly because it's a very swampy, buggy area where I'm going, and I don't feel like getting eaten up. So I'm gonna get my equipment together, head off into the woods, and we'll let you know how it goes. Alright, so I'm about 20 minutes into the woods. Found some what appear to be modern day 22 and 38 lead, and can't go anywhere without finding the golf ball. Seems like everywhere I go it's either a golf ball or a marble. Don't know what it's doing way out here, but we'll pick it up and keep on going. Keep you updated as we get back to where we're headed to. Alright, so I'm quite a ways back in here now, and I've been digging a lot of 9 through, I don't know, 19, and they all come up as shot bullets, spent bullets. Just got this 13-14, was expecting a bullet, and we've got an old fork. I don't see any markings on it, but needless to say, I think that's a bit odd to be out here. Looks very old, so we'll clean that up later and see what it is. Just certainly unexpected out here. Okay, back to hunting. I just figured I'd show you what I'm up against here. Where I started, it was fairly thin. This is extremely dense, tough going, hard to swing. Just got to tuck yourself into those little areas and check everything as you go. And this is certainly going to take more than one trip, but yeah, just figured I'd show you what I'm dealing with out here. Alrighty. Alright, so no sooner did I talk about how thick the woods were, and I came up to this cleared area, which is, needless to say, interesting. But the area I'm looking for is past that. On that other thick side, I see water, which is what I was looking for. So we're going to do some hunting around here and see if my suspicions are correct. I've got a feeling that if we had a lot of rain and there was some flooding going on, where I'm standing would be underwater, which would be the reason that it's so clear in here. It's difficult for this stuff to grow if it's constantly getting flooded. So I'm going to hunt this area and we'll see what we come up with. Hopefully something cooler than a fork, but I still have to say that fork was pretty cool. Alright, so I figured I'd stop for a minute here. 28, 29, it's out of the hole. Last one that I found was some sort of weird crank of some kind, and it was ringing up in the 30s. And this is what it was here, and I'm not far from that spot. So definitely evidence people have been here. So let's see what we got here. We got a coin. What do we got? I can't tell. It looks like a quarter. It's the size of a quarter. I'm guessing it's been underwater. Yeah, it's definitely a quarter. You can see the wings on the back there. I can't see the ear on it. So we'll clean that up later and see what we got here. Certainly interesting to find back here in the middle of nowhere. Alrighty, get back to you. Alright, so I'm still out here in this cleared area. I'm down by the water now. And this is my first sign of some sort of structure. It's the only brick I've seen so far. So I'm going to keep hunting this area. I think I'm in the right area. If I find out that I'm in the right area, I'll let you know what I'm looking for. Okay, get back to you. Alright, so I hunted that area pretty good. There's a cool little, not sure if it's dug out or maybe it's in a spring that's not super active. Log across, it looks like it just fell there. There was definitely evidence of a fire in this area. Found a few more bricks and a couple pieces of old cinder block. But as I was sweeping the area, I noticed this path that looks like a roadway. So I'm going to follow this and see what we can find. I'll get back to you. Alright, so I followed that path out, and it came to this big opening, and I've got a turkey vulture up there following me. But this looks very interesting. So again, I'm going to hunt this area. There's another big clearing over there, and see what we can find here. Alrighty. So I found another path. This one's clearly marked, clearly cut, so I'm going to follow it. But as I'm walking up it, I found a piece of an old hurdy cup from the turpentine days, which I wasn't familiar was in this area, so now I'm going to have to do some more research on that. But it makes sense because there are a few pine trees, but mostly there are these oaks and these trashy palm trees, cabbage palms. So, all right, I'm going to follow this path up and see where it takes me. Okay, so I followed this path and I came into what I consider to be a bit odd. In the middle of the woods, there's this huge clearing area, this big tree, and if you zoom in over here, there's a culvert going under that. Now, as far as I know, nobody's lived back here since probably the 30s, 40s, and that just seems a bit odd to me that that would be back here. So I don't know what this big clearing is, but I'm going to check it out and see what we find again. So just so you know, when you're out exploring the woods, that's exactly what you're doing, is exploring. And it usually takes more than one trip. And every interesting thing you come across leads to more questions, more than answers. So I'm going to mark that on my map and do some more research on this. Right, so I've come up to where the culvert is, and definitely interesting, some sort of drainage of some sort. Not sure what for or why, but you can see that it hasn't been too long since this has been plowed through. So I'm not sure where it goes, what it leads to, or where it comes from. So yeah, very interesting. All right, so I'm leaving that cleared area and came across this. So this is just full of all sorts of interesting stuff. Not sure what's going on out here, but I'm still exploring. A lot of shotgun shells, and for the most part, that's about it. A lot of them are older, a few of them are newer. Alright, so I'm back out of the woods and back to my truck, and I didn't find much, but certainly evidence that something happened there, which is what I was looking for. So a little more research should hopefully get me in the area. Not sure what this crank goes to. There's that quarter and a whole bunch of shotgun shells and spent bullets, that part of the hurdy cup, golf ball, and of course the old fork, and I still don't see any markings on it, and some trash. So yeah, it was pretty slim going. You know, if something beeps, you dig it up when you're out relic hunting like this, because you never know what the clue is going to be to lead you to the next thing. So that's it for this one. I will hit this place again. Sooner or later I will come across what I am looking for. Alrighty, see you on the next one. Happy hunting.